It used to take me like a week to get better when I got sick. Not anymore. I haven't taken a NyQuil, a Dayquil, an aspirin for 20 years. You can learn how. All right, so this 5 minutes should make it so you never get really sick with cold and flu ever again. I feel amazing today after just getting slammed with something. It was started in the sinuses and you feel it in the throat and the lungs and okay, bring on the remedies. By the way, I got sick because I hadn't slept enough. Once a year, maybe something will start, but I'm able to knock it out in 24 hours. 180-degree turnaround this week. I was wondering, am I going to be able to do a video this week at all? And here we are. And I'll tell you the remedies. But by the way, I've done 425 live in-person speaking appointments as of this recording. I've only had to miss one from being sick. So it's not genetics. It's not something that's special about me. It's God's natural remedies and His laws of health. When I was a classroom teacher for many years running back to back, not a single sick day. So what do? First thing is, what do you put in your body? What are you eating? You're avoiding sugar. You're avoiding high fat foods. So for me, I just ate fruit only. And this is my story from this week about how I made this turnaround. But while I'm eating the fruit 3 times a day, I'm also loading up on vitamin C, zinc, quercetin, oregano oil, ginger, garlic, turmeric, olive leaf extract, and eucalyptus. How about some elderberry and vitamin D on top of all of that? So you want to be prepared ahead of time so you're not having to run to the store for all these things. We had them all ready to go. Secondly, you want to stay very hydrated. Drink a lot of water and only water. I'm not talking about the vitamin C sugar drinks, health supplements that you find at the pharmacy. But that's water internally, but also the external application of water called hydrotherapy. Have you ever heard of that? This one's fun. Get yourself super, super hot in the shower, as hot as you can go, and then get ready to turn that knob to only cold, 100% cold, and douse your whole body with that cold water for a count of 30 seconds if you can stand it. And then reverse it and do it again. Get hot for a few minutes, and then when you're feeling brave, turn that cold on. And if you do that back to back 3, 4, 5 or more times till you run out of hot water, that will help boost that immune system and you'll fight things. Now, you also want to target where the illness is starting, right? If you start feeling it in the throat, this is our recommended product that we actually produce. RevitaGuard. You just spray that right on the throat and let it sit there for a little while before you swallow. It's tasty, it's pepperminty and sweet. I can't tell you what's in it though, other than peppermint essential oil, because of our wonderful thought police having an opinion on what we should think and believe with our health supplements. If you want to also start with the sinuses, that one I'm not going to make you watch me blow this right up my sinus, but this one, spray that right up the nostrils and you're targeting those spots effectively. These two, there's a reason we made a product out of them, because I highly believe in them and because they worked for me before I ever made a product out of it. Next is sleep. You gotta get a good night of sleep. You can't be skimping on your sleep. That's what I got and how I got into this mess, was traveling and not getting enough sleep. By the way, the reason that you see me online more these days is because I've reduced that travel commitment substantially. We spent 10 years at the brick and mortar focus, and here we are now on the digital platforms. Subscribe at beltoftruth.tv. Buy those products and you help to sustain the work. Thank you. Sleep. That's going to help your immune system tremendously to get a good night of sleep, and also rest. Just being restful, not overexerting yourself. Also, when you're sleeping, have one of those diffusers with the pine essential oil in it that's diffusing into the air. Pine essential oil, there's rosemary in the RevitaGuard actually. You can take that internally. You don't want to take pine essential oil internally though, it's too abrasive, but you can put it in the air, you get it into the sinuses if you're breathing through your nose, and into the lungs. And that is an immune booster. There are healing properties in the fragrance of the fir and the pine. So how about the mental side of things? Really, this matters a lot. Do you have gratitude? A merry heart doeth good like a medicine. Prayer, peace, and a restful attitude, not a high stress environment. Now this one's not for the faint of heart. The next one is the fever bath, and it is exactly as it sounds. You're in a bathtub getting yourself as hot as possible. And do this with caution. None of this is diagnosing or treating anything. This one's the real warning one that I take very seriously, because people can pass out in that. You can overdo it. It's a fever bath. Get yourself hot. Have a nice wet cloth to stop your brow with. But lay in there and just sweat it out. Fresh air, very important, but don't give yourself a chill, particularly with the extremities. Keep those extremities warm, and that's going to help the immune system Things I forgot that I wish I would have done and had on hand. I didn't have NAC on hand. I forgot to do one of the steam pots where you get the pot hot on the stove and then steam comes up there. You put a towel over your head and you put essential oil in there. I like the pine or the peppermint. There's a bunch of good ones. And you breathe that in. Be careful, because if you dump it in and just breathe a ton of essential oil, it's too much for the nasal passages. But the gargling of salt water, that's one more I did not do that I forgot. Can't do it all, but I had my lovely wife helping bring that boiling hot water in to augment our poor hot water heater to give that fever bath a real go. And doing it all, turned it around, and I praise God. I'm feeling great. Hopefully you've learned some things. We'll see you next time.